or Polashir Juddho, which took place on the 23rd of June, 1757. Now, this battle had great significance because it was this battle that paved the way for the British to subsequently conquer or occupy India. It was this battle that, that was led by, on the one side, by Robert Clive, who headed the private army of the East India Company, and on the other side, the army was headed by Siraj ad-Dawla, who was the Nawab, or the governor of Bengal, and who was also the Mughal governor of Bengal. Now, so significant is this battle that this battle then led, as I've already mentioned, to the British then occupying or running the rest of India for nearly 200 years. And Nehru, in his book, The Discovery of India, which was written in 1946, describes Clive, that's Robert Clive, as having won the battle, and I quote, by promoting treason and forgery. And he says, pointedly notes that the British rule in India had, I quote, an unsavory beginning, and something of that bitter taste has clung to it ever since, end of quote. So the question we want to ask today is, has colonialism ended for Bengal or India as a whole? And we want to explore other issues related to this topic. Now, I have some distinguished guests with me in the studio to help us understand and explore some of these issues. I'll start with my right. I have Professor Mushtaq Khan, who is the professor of economics at the School of African and Oriental Studies, also known as SOAS. He completed his undergraduate studies in philosophy, politics, and economics at the University of Oxford, and then won a scholarship for PhD studies in economics at Cambridge. Previously, he taught at the universities of both Oxford and Cambridge. To his right, I have Dr. Georgie Wemyss. She lived in Dhaka in 1988 to 89, where she began to study Bangla. She has been involved with Tower Hamlets College since 1989, initially in youth work and later teaching. Currently, she teaches social anthropology and South Asian studies at Tower Hamlets College and has a research fellowship at Surrey University, where she is completing a book based on her doctorate or PhD thesis. And on my immediate left, I have Nick Robbins. He works in the City of London to promote sustainable and responsible investment. He's the author of The Corporation That Changed the World, How the East India Company Shaped the Modern Multinational. And he's also the columnist for the Ecologist magazine. And to his left, we have Tufail Ahmed, who's a community representative and a radio presenter, and he's also a freelance poet and a singer.
Can I just correct you? You've got your surname mixed up with mine. It's actually Tufailuddin.
Sorry, Tufailuddin. Correction. Apologies for that. If I could just mention the speakers I have here with me today, they're also speaking at a forthcoming conference that is entitled The Battle of Plassey Anniversary, which will take place in Whitechapel on Sunday, the 23rd of June. We'll give you more details of that towards the end of the program. If I could now turn to our guests, if I could turn to you, Nick.
Yep.
Given the backdrop to this whole discussion, I know it's normal practice in Britain to preserve historic buildings and historic sites, but when it comes to the East India Company building, which used to be on Leadenhall Street near in the city where I work, incidentally, or nearby where I work, there appears to be no site of the building anymore, and there's no plaque indicating the fact that the East India Company